Hello everyone and welcome back to Dragon Age Origins, and let's just continue where we left off. And if you can see a graphical difference, that is because I am once again turning the graphics down to the lowest they can be, just to try to combat the crashing issues. So yeah, we'll see if we get any more crashes. Anyway, we are going to go and talk to Arl Eamon and see where we stand when it comes to the landsmeet, I suppose. And just in case we are saving, I will keep my saving up. Am I still wearing my... What? Where's my weapon? Yeah, oh yeah, there's the fire. Now then, let's talk to Arl Eamon.
Maker's breath. It's good to see you in one piece, my friend.
Indeed. We have been praying for your safe return, Warden.
I think I've seen as much dungeon as I ever want to.
I can believe it. Though I'm afraid if we do not act quickly to erode Logain's support, we may all be seeing a great deal of Fort Draken in the future.
Yeah. How much time do we have to stop him?
Very little. We will need to work together, and quickly. My father has gone mad. I didn't believe it at first, but he is gripped by a paranoia so severe it prevents him from seeing sense. He saw me as a threat, yet even now I'm certain he will be telling the nobles you are dangerous murderers that have kidnapped and mind-controlled me. He may even believe it.
That wouldn't surprise me. Can he still take the throne without you?
Perhaps. It will be more difficult for him, but if my father says the Grey Wardens are the enemy, many will believe it. He is a legend.
It's true.
Yeah.
Our position in the landsmeet is not strong, and this does little to help us.
At least that snake Howe is dead. That alone will not be enough, however. My father is committed to his path. You will need ammunition for the landsmeet, and there I can help. You have only just arrived in the city, so perhaps you are unaware of some recent events. Denerim has been in turmoil since Ostagar. Many people here are angry or grieving. Strangely, the unrest is worst in the alienage.
Yep.
Few elves accompanied the army. They should have little reason to be upset, which means that Howe and my father must have given them reason. I don't know what is happening there, but I am certain my father has his hands in it.
A useful lead, Honora, but you could have sent this information with your maid.
That is true. I feared for my safety as Howe's prisoner. But to tell the truth, I sent Elena to you because I hoped we might join forces. You need that evidence for the landsmeet.
Yep.
But you also need a stronger candidate for the throne. You need me.
Okay. What of Alistair?
I have no doubt Alistair is biddable enough. And decent. But even with his blood, he is no king. You think only I can see it? Not only that, Alistair is a Grey Warden. It will look like you are trying to put a Grey Warden on the throne, despite your claims. I am a neutral party, and I am already queen.
Honora, you are indeed Kaelin's widow, but...
I am the daughter of Ferelden's greatest general. Who do you think truly ruled this nation for the last 5 years? Kaelin. I am what this country needs, not an untrained king who does not even want the throne. I can help you stop my father.
Him not wanting the
Consider
throne
what I
actually
said.
makes him a good leader.
For now, I think I will retire to my room. Warden, when you have a moment, I ask that you speak to me in private.
I mean, that's the thing with leaders. They should not want the power.
Well, she's quite spirited. I remember when Logain first brought her to Denerim. Poor Kaelin was a good boy, but Honora was always 2 steps ahead. Had him jumping when she snapped since the first time she batted her eyelashes. I cannot help thinking she may be trouble.
Yeah.
We should keep her close, all the same.
Why do you think she's trouble?
This is an alliance of convenience. For the moment, we are united against
Yeah.
Logain. Be careful how much trust you place in her. I do not for a moment think Honora means to give up her power easily. Still,
No.
I would rather have her where we can watch her than actively working for Logain.
I don't think that. She would not make a better ruler than Alistair because she wants it. But aren't we planning to depose her?
Honora was a capable administrator for Kaelin's lands, but she has not a drop of royal blood. We did not fight the Orlesians all those years just to lose our royal line in a single generation. Not when there's a surviving son of the blood.
I mean, he can learn that. And that is funny because that is what happened in my first playthrough of this game. He does marry her. Yeah, and that doesn't matter. His father was a king. He was of royal blood. I feel like going with one of those. Let's go for that.
No, I don't, which I've told both of you on many occasions. If Honora's turned against Loghain, I say let her keep the crown. It looks better on her anyway.
You're both wrong. With a few months of experience, Alistair will make a fine king. He knows how to lead troops to defend his land.
Yes.
He knows how to stand and fight for justice. He knows how to show compassion to those less fortunate, and how to trust to the Maker's guidance to know right from wrong. And he knows who to turn to for aid, should that training fail him. He will be fine.
I mean, I kind of feel like saying that just because I know it's gonna get a reaction from Alistair. So yeah, maybe Alistair should marry Honora.
Are you serious? No, never mind. I don't even want to hear the rest of this. You two just keep talking about me. I'm gonna stand over here with my fingers in my ears.
That would certainly solve a lot of problems, and put forth the strongest argument before the landsmeet to remove Loghain from power. With Therin blood on the throne, and Honora's wisdom and popularity, Ferelden could present the most united front against the Blight. Unfortunately, the marriage would never happen, unless they both agreed to it. And I suspect that might take a lot of persuading to get past her pride and his humility.
Why is it so important to put Merrick's son on the throne?
Ferelden was first united by Calenhad, the Silver Knight. For 400 years, his descendants have ruled Ferelden. That was the heritage we preserved from the Orlesians.
Okay.
And it is the heritage I will fight for as long as one of Calenhad's descendants still lives. Without that to unite us, we could scatter back to warring Terniers.
Let's talk about something
We
else.
certainly have a great deal to plan.
What do you think he's doing in the alienage?
Maker knows what that man is capable of now.
Anything? I've got work to do.
Of course, if I might make a suggestion, go speak with Honora. She will either be a powerful ally or a powerful enemy, and the sooner we know which she is, the better.
Yeah. I mean, going by my previous playthrough, I'd say that she is... Hello, Riordan. She is an ally, but I'm sure you could make her an enemy. If you don't play your cards right. Hello, Riordan.
Hello again, friend. It looks as though you're no worse for wear after your stay in Fort Draken.
Did you know Duncan very well?
We went through our joining together, more years ago than I like to remember. He was exactly the same back then, tough as stone and just as grizzled. I think he understood sooner than the rest of us how ugly a choice it is to let the few be sacrificed to protect the many. Always left himself a soft spot for his recruits, though. Only where he ever let himself down.
I was hoping I could learn a bit more about Grey Wardens.
Well, I'd be happy to tell you what I know, but it seems to me that you've picked the important parts up yourself. Be firm in your beliefs, protect people from their own ignorance, and be as loyal as you can to your brothers, even knowing you'll share their deaths.
Yeah. How many Wardens are there?
It's tough to say. Only the fortress in Weishaupt has every record. But there are certainly a few dozen or hundreds in every nation in Thedas. The Anderfells are home to over 1,000. It's almost like the Archdemon chose Ferelden deliberately, knowing how unguarded it is.
Yeah, I mean, I have a very easy time to believe that that is exactly why they chose Ferelden. Have you ever been to the fortress in Weishaupt?
Once only, and I'd rather not go again. It's far, lad. And very foreign. The Wardens there, they fight darkspawn like you and me. But they're shaped by the winters there and the forest. They're a cold group and don't care like they should about the rest of the world. Their king is weak, and many Anders look to the Wardens to rule. I hate to say this, but some of them seem to want it that way.
Okay. How were the wardens founded?
It was near 1200 years ago, and no one knows for sure, except that it began with a group of Ander soldiers. Apparently, they defected from their king's army, vowing that fighting the Blight was more important, and traveled all the way to Tevinter themselves. They were the first ones to track down the archdemon Dumat, and the ones to slay him, though none survived.
Impressive.
But they had picked up followers by then, and it was they who formally founded the Order, and were recognized by Thedas.
Why has it been so long since the last Blight?
Archdemons don't awaken on their own, you know.
Okay.
It takes the Darkspawn, tunneling and tunneling, searching for centuries to find one. And with no one to lead them, it must be sheer chance, or maybe instinct, which leads
I
them.
would say instinct.
What's surprising isn't that it takes so long between Blights. What's surprising is that they succeed at all. But I imagine the old gods
That's why I think
called
it's
them.
instinct.
And it's that voice in the darkness which drives them through so many
Yeah.
generations.
I guess that's all for now.
The important thing to remember is, none of that matters. When you're facing Darkspawn, all you need to know is to stop them at all costs.
Of course. And after these conversations, we save just to be safe. And I guess I'm gonna go and talk to Honora. So what do you have to say?
Hello again, Warden. It is good that you came to speak with me. I will be blunt. I can see that your
Please be.
voice will be a strong one in days to come. It is to you that Eamon listens, and with good reason. My father must be
I
stopped,
saved his life,
but
so
once that is done, Ferelden will need a ruler. I would welcome your support for my throne.
I think either that one or that one. Why should I support you?
For years, I have ruled this kingdom as Kaelin's queen. As much as they loved Kaelin, all of the Banon knew this to be so. Kaelin was a good man, but what is needed now is not another good man, but a good ruler. I sent Alina here not solely because I thought I needed help, but because I saw an opportunity for us both. I need your support, Warden, and you will need mine.
I know that, but you think you are a better candidate than Alistair?
Do you disagree? You are a fellow Grey Warden. What do you think of Alistair's potential to rule? Never mind his willingness.
Yeah, being a good ruler requires more than ambition.
Alistair seems like a kind, well-meaning man, and biddable enough. These are admirable qualities, if not kingly ones. He also seems to be a fine Grey Warden, which is exactly why he should remain one and serve the kingdom by defeating the Darkspawn.
And die doing so? A kind king who is a fine warrior? Sounds good to me.
Oh, there are some who would follow Alistair out of respect for his Therin blood. The others would see this as Eamon grabbing for power. Who else do you think Alistair would turn to for help? Eventually, the nobility would return to the old days of constant warring with each other. Alistair's weakness would destroy everything Merrick built.
Well, I mean, I'm guessing she dislikes him because he is threatening her throne. Exactly that. She doesn't like him because of that. Exactly. What's your
I
alternative?
have ruled this nation on Kaelin's behalf for many years. I am a great queen, and as beloved by my people as I love them. Ferelden needs an effective ruler with experience to see it through the Blight and after. That is not Alistair. Thus, I
How
say
do you know
again,
that? You don't know him.
I would welcome your support for the throne if you would give it.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
I agree that there is much to be done before the landsmeet, but don't you think plans should still be made for what will follow? I do.
I don't think I'm as important as you believe.
No? You're a Grey Warden, and despite the fact that my father will paint himself as the only one who can protect the country from the Blight, it is not so. Secondly, you saved Arl Eamon from a plot that no doubt had its origins in Hal's sick little mind. People will not forget that. You are competent and powerful, and in the right place at the right time. Used to your advantage, these things could bring you far.
Yeah, well, I don't care about that. Are you proposing an
That
alliance?
is exactly what I am proposing. When the time comes, you support my bid in the landsmeet to remain on the throne. You will be seen as my father's enemy, yet you will be in support of his daughter. You will be seen as supporting the interests of Ferelden, as opposed to solely those of the Grey Wardens. In return, I add my voice to yours. Do you see? Together we can do what alone we cannot.
Exactly. Why not simply marry Alistair? The best of both worlds. Yeah,
Ignoring that the man looks so much like Kalen, my recently dead husband, if you'll recall, my main fear is that he might govern like Kalen as well. But it is true.
No, he
Alistair
wouldn't.
has Seren blood. To some, this is more important even than practical considerations. A union might be considered a compromise, but is this something Alistair even desires?
I mean, I could probably convince him. Yeah, I think I could convince him.
Let me say this. If Alistair is willing to stand back and allow me to continue governing the nation, then I would be willing to have him as my king. It is my understanding that governing does not appeal to him anyhow. If that is so, this is a compromise I can live with.
Alright, I will speak to him then.
Do so. I will be interested to hear what he has to say.
Oh, Alistair. I need to convince you, my dear friend, to do something you don't really want to do. But I mean, he has gone along with the whole thing about, you know, him being presented as the next ruler. I mean, it is what's best for Ferelden, eh?
So I'm guessing someone told Honora I was planning to steal her throne. She has a nasty glare. Did anyone mention this wasn't my idea? I think she's a great queen. As far as I'm concerned, she's welcome to it.
I think you'd be a great king, Alistair.
Really? Whatever will give you that idea?
You have a kind heart and a strong sense of justice.
Well, it's nice that you think so. What do you think I should do? Go ahead and be king, just to let it happen?
Yeah, I think you should marry Honora. Yeah?
Marry her? As in marriage? As in...
Yeah, that's usually what marry means.
You've spoken to her about this? You did, didn't you?
Yup.
Why would you do that? Did you take a blow to the head? That's crazy.
She can rule while you lead. It's perfect. I mean, both of them are true. Because, I mean, it is the best compromise for peace. Let's try that one. She can rule while you lead. It's perfect.
I suppose. I don't know how much of a leader I am, but at least I know she's a good ruler. Go ahead, then. Tell her I'll do it if it comes to that. Now, excuse me while I go have a small heart attack somewhere. No big deal, right?
I knew I could convince you. Yay! Alright. Let's go and tell her. He says yes. Potentially.
Well, have you spoken to my lucky betrothed yet? Or will we be reduced to passing notes?
He's agreed to your terms.
He has? I wasn't expecting that, to tell you the truth. To marry Kalen's brother. Well, I suppose stranger things have happened.
Well, half
If
brother.
it will truly help matters... Is this it, then? I agree to marry Alistair to retain my throne, and in exchange I give you my support. If not, then tell me now.
That is it. Marry Alistair and you have my support.
Done. So, we have a deal, Warden. I trust you'll keep your end of the bargain.
Yes.
Now, I suppose, comes the task of dealing with my father. That will be no small feat, of course,
No.
but I am certain you already know this. I imagine you have much to do. Is there anything else you needed from me?
Do you need anything?
No. And while I know your concern is hardly disinterested, still, thank you.
Okay, that was a sudden end to that conversation, but okay. I mean, I was just being polite. It's the polite thing to do, to ask. I mean, I'm the one running around doing errands, so, I mean... And I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to be doing here. Alright, unrest in the alienage. Queen Honora told you about unrest in the alienage. She suspects that Loghain and Howe have done something to greatly upset the elves. Investigate the alienage and see if you can find out what Loghain has been up to. Yeah, I know that there is something that happens there, because last playthrough I did years ago, I started as an elf, but in the alienage, and I know that there was trouble there, but yeah. Alright, Avstana. Ermenric gave you his signet ring. He wants you to give it to his sister, Ban Avstana. I wonder where she is. And I don't care. Yeah, I'm not interested in working with them. I guess I don't have more dragon scale? No. Guess he used all of it. Anyway, let's see if we can find Ban Avstana. I'm guessing she is not in the alienage. That would be weird. Very weird indeed. Okay, first off, you guys should have your stuff on. You never know when we'll be attacked by anyone. Okay? Alright. Well, I don't know where Avstana is. It does not seem to be here. It was Ban Avstana, so maybe she's in the tavern? Might be. Oh, there is someone here. Do we have Avstana?
How fares your brother?
I had hoped to see him while I was in town, but he's made himself scarce. Every time I've called at the Chantry, he's been away. He answers none of my letters.
That doesn't sound like Ermenric.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's merely busy.
Perhaps. I'll call at the rectory again tomorrow.
Hello.
May I help you?
Yeah. I was asked to give this to you.
This is Ermenric's. Explain yourself. My brother would no more part with this ring than with his head.
Ermenric asks you pray for him.
I haven't heard from him in months. Where is he? What's happened?
He's in the dungeon of the Earl of Denerim's estate.
A dungeon? What? No. I will go to him at once. Someone will answer for this. Take this with my thanks. It has been in my family since the War of Crowns, crafted for us by the Circle of Magi. An heirloom is a small thing compared to my brother's life.
Well, I wish you luck, ma'am, in helping your brother. And no, I am not going to... What? Oh, I guess he's in there. I am not going to talk to Master Ignacio, because I'm pretty sure that that is the crows, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't care about him and them. Okay, well, I am going to end this episode here, and we will go and check on the alienage in the next episode. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!